Hey, bro, you want to be the water? Yeah, start the top. I thought we'd start off day 4 with a little pro tip action. How's that sound?
All right, this morning we're going to talk about strapping boulders. Now this one is kind of awkward the way we want the top. This here is going to be the top. The straps that we're using are 2-ply 1-inch endless loop straps, so it just never ends. Gives us a lot of options when it comes to strapping these boulders. So I got my strap in place and I'm coming up and around. Now this is our eye. We're gonna bring this right through. And now this will get hooked to the machine. When that machine picks up, you see how this is tightening? If we did it the other direction, you could see what would happen if we go to pick up. We're not cinching down tight to the top of the rock. So by doing our strap this way, when we pick up, it naturally draws closer, tightens itself, and then we can run and put it into place.
This waterfall's looking good. Brian's over here putting the finishing touches on this waterfall. It looks just spectacular. Hey, Brian, you want to be the water? Yeah, start the top. So it's going to start right up there where that brick is. It's going to fall down into that pool and work its way around, splitting into this pool here, falling off of that rock, right? Now we're down in the pool. A lot of churning happening down in the pool. And we're churning. It's got to, no, it's just down here is where it happens. Yes, there you go. Thank you. Okay. Very much churning. Okay, then it falls off to that. That was a great job. Good job, buddy. Now that we're pretty much wrapped up with the waterfall and all the outcropping stones that are flanking either side of it, we can get to the last part of this pond, which is our intake bay skimmer. What we're gonna do is on this end of the pond that we left unfinished, we're gonna pull this liner back and we're gonna excavate down about 15 or 16 inches through this area. And then over here is where we're gonna be installing our pump vault with some aqua blocks. Essentially, the water's gonna be drawn into here where that water is being sucked in by the pump, and then redistribute it back up to the top of the waterfall as well as the jets. Keith, the homeowner, is actually building a bridge right now that is going to span over this body of water coming off the pond. So there'll be a bridge here going over to where this nice little meditation garden space is gonna be. And then on the other side of it, we're gonna have more of an open space where we can then have the debris come in. It's gonna swirl around, can easily remove it with a net. And it's going to be a great part of the filtration here. And that puts us in the home stretch of finishing this awesome pond. We're going to get the excavator fired up, dig this intake, put it together, and show you guys what we came up with.
Hey, you guys want to talk about an intake bay? Come on over. All right, I'll get comfortable. You guys get comfortable because this isn't going to be quick. Intake bays. We use them all the time. It's really a substitution for a skimmer box. Skimmer boxes work great on smaller ponds. Really, anytime we're going to use more than 2 pumps, we're going to use an intake bay of sorts. The way it works, you can see how we've got this funneled down into here. So we've choked this thing down. We have a series of aqua blocks down in here, and then we have a liner in front of it. The whole purpose for the liner in front is so that water, when it comes through, it's forced to pull between here and here, just like your weir on a skimmer box. You know, you've got that 8-inch weir. If the skimmer box was this wide, it would move in really slow. By choking this down, it's really gonna pull all of that debris in here. Without this liner in front of the aqua blocks, that wouldn't happen. Water would pool through all these different areas and it would come in through here really slow. We also set the top of the aqua blocks about 8 to 10 inches lower than our water level. The purpose for that is so when we come in here with a net to scoop off all that wind blow debris, we're not taking the net and bouncing it along the gravel on the bottom. You always want a little bit of a pool of water above this. Water's gonna come in through here, get pulled down through this, and then if you come over here, you can see our pump vault. So we've got our pump vault. Water's actually already coming into it, which is exciting because that means we could turn the pumps on pretty soon. But our pumps will sit in here. We have 1 pump that's going out to feed our waterfall over there. You can see this 2-inch pipe. It's gonna go around and it feeds these jets all over there. So with a 5 to 9 and a 3000, we'll have lots of water moving through this area. I can't wait for you guys to see it working.
It is official. We are done. Let's go get Keith.
It is certainly way more than what I expected. This right here, like, again, has gone way beyond what I expected. But I think the biggest thing for me is how much my wife is gonna love this, and how much, because she's always been supportive of me, extremely, and you know, going and wanting to become a CAC and all of that. But this right here, that's just going to encapsulate it for her. I mean, she is going to, she has no idea.
So incredible job, 5 days. Obviously, Keith, that's the reaction we wanted, right?
Sure.
Him coming out here just blown away.
That was close. That was close.
I thought there was
that
going to be
close.
a tear.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably get one out of Polly.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about what we built here. Or what was it supposed to be? Maybe we shouldn't talk about that. 'Cause then everybody's gonna want a little something.
Yeah,
extra.
yeah. Well, it's so cool whenever you have the material and you have, you know, a certain set of skills. You don't want to just leave it with what we sold. We talked about a 16 by 20 pond. This is no longer.
We used a 50-foot liner to its fullest potential.
Yeah,
yeah, we did. You know, but honestly, as we got into it, like Keith was talking about making the bridge, and we discussed this many times. Like putting a bridge over a small pond, to me, looks ridiculous.
It does look ridiculous.
I don't like the way it's obtrusive. Like it takes away from the water feature itself. So being able to extend that intake bay another 15 feet or so and get the bridge where it makes sense, you're crossing over to what's going to be this future meditation area underneath this mesquite tree, which is perfect, right?
Yeah.
When that leaves out, that's going to be the best spot to hang out in this place.
Oh yeah. I think the bridge too is so sort of scaled with the pond.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know what we talked about, sometimes we don't like the arched bridges because they can be even more overwhelming.
Yeah.
This one actually needs the arched bridge.
It does.
Right? It needs a focal point. I love that there's a story behind it too, that Keith built it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we had nothing to do with that. That's all Keith, and he killed it. It looks so good.
It looks great. Let's talk about tall waterfalls, because we all get the people that say, listen, I want to do a huge waterfall in the back, you know, 5 feet tall. I don't think people really comprehend what's involved in doing a 4 or 5 foot tall waterfall. Just the berming that has to happen to make it look natural. From that corner, we're coming out 25 feet on each side to make it look like it's the scale, so we can have that gentle slope coming down, working the outcroppings. The last thing we want is a volcano in somebody's backyard.
And here it works because you had the retaining wall,
Yes.
right? If you didn't have, we have what we call a 2 foot, 3 foot rule. Whatever height a fall comes up to, the soil should come out flat 2 to 3 feet. And every waterfall after that, the soil should come out flat. When it does this on the sides, it feels like a volcano. If we didn't have that wall to take that dirt out flat, it would look ridiculous.
Yeah.
So this yard made it possible. Most flat backyards, you couldn't do that.
So in total, we used 20 tons of gravel, 45 tons of boulders. Then we've got all the liner, the 6,000 biofalls. We have 2 pumps running this system. We have a Aquascape 5 to 9,000 SLD pump, which is running the main waterfall. And with that, we actually split it because we didn't want all that velocity going to the bottom of the biofall. So we want that to filter slowly, not just blasting water through it. So the way you did it was splitting it and dumping some water separately. We still get the effect, but we still get the good filtration. And then we've got a Surumi 3PL, which is a 3,000 gallon hour pump running our jets, which we did 3 jets here. That could probably run 5 jets.
I think it could. I mean, the jets on this pond are so important. I think all of us like to create a lot of shapes and contours when we're building our water features. And when you do that, you have to make sure you circulate that area. Yeah. And I think the combination of the jets and the aerator, this pond, there's nothing, I'm looking over my shoulder right now, there's nothing that's staying still on this pond. Everything's moving.
A pond like this, built in this scenario, you're around $120,000, $130,000. It's a lot of money, I get it. But for something like this, I mean, cars, I go to buy a new truck now, it's $100,000. So it's kind of relative, but really it's got to be something that you are passionate about, you love, and obviously Keith is. And
well, and here's the thing, like, I like a car as much as the next guy, but I love this 1,000 times more. I also know that when I put my pond in my backyard, which is worth more than this one, my family enjoys this way more than any car I could ever buy. I don't care if it was a $200,000 car, they wouldn't care about it as much as the pond.
It gives you a reason to use the backyard. I mean, what else are you going to do? Come out here and sit with the scorpions and tarantulas? Well, guys, get over to Ralph's channel, help him out, subscribe, Pondscapes AZ. Where you at now? You want to get to 10,000 this year, right?
Yes.
Let's get him to 10,000. I'll tell you what, if we can get Ralph to 10,000, so I'll pick somebody from the comments. You got to say, hey, I subscribe to Ralph, and I'm going to announce it on my Instagram channel within 2 weeks of this airing. So if you go ahead and help Ralph out, I'll help you out. And of course, Team Aquascape. Brian's over there with his 120,000 subscribers. He doesn't need me.
Yeah. I just come along for the laughs.
But you know, and that's what I want to end with. This is the reason I do this kind of stuff, like traveling around and building these awesome projects, and I get to do it with my best friends. We have a lot of laughs, and it just makes it so memorable. So great result, but great friend. High five. See you later, guys.